Hardy County. I want to thank Henry Mack as our senior chancellor at the Florida Department of Education for joining us here. We also have Dr. Thomas Leitzel, president, South Florida State College, Joe Wright, chairman of the board for Southeast Milk. And we're here with, you guys sit down, just enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. We're here with a great announcement. And if you think about what we've really been doing in the state of Florida, I mean, we've been doing a lot in the state of Florida. I mean, I think many of you know a lot of people are appreciative of it being a free state. We've really worked hard to, keep people in business, protect people's jobs, make sure our kids had education all 5 days a week. There's still places around where they're not letting the kids in school. Can you believe that? We've had them in school the whole time. So we're proud of a lot of that. We're proud of what we've been able to do in our higher education system overall. Our state university system's ranked #1 in the nation for all public universities 5 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. I don't let them raise tuition because I'm sick of how expensive college can be. So it's actually affordable in the state of Florida, and we're proud of doing that. We're also proud, we're going to make sure we keep bright futures for people, and that's all good, and we're proud of that. But I also know that if you look at our economy now, a 4-year university degree is not always the best way to be successful. In fact, you have a lot of people that'll go deep into debt and they will end up with a degree in something like zombie studies. And then they wonder why the seas don't part for them. Well, because, it's not necessarily just having a sheet of paper. It's really about, what skills or knowledge are you being equipped with? And so we have worked really hard on career and technical education since I became governor in the state of Florida. And we did that because the fact of the matter is you have folks going into these high demand fields, you'll have no debt, and you will make a good living very quickly. And the great thing about it too, it can be very entrepreneurial. You'll have people go into electrical, they'll be working electrical, and then after 5-6 years, they'll start their own business. And then they make a lot of money when they're doing it, especially in a growing state. You need all of this stuff there. So this is important, I think, for opportunity for people, but it's also important because there's needs in the economy. If you look at what's going on with this inflation, they say it's 6 or 7% year over year. It's way more than that. Think about how much more gas is expensive. It's not 6, 7% for gas. How much has food gone up? A lot more than 7%. How much has building materials gone up? If you want to construct a new home, it's not up 7%. It's up a lot higher than that. I had in my governor's budget, I had to put in more money to fund projects that we had already funded in the previous year because the costs have gone up so much. So this inflation is a huge problem. And you have Washington, they printed trillions of dollars. They want to print and spend trillions more. And actually, Biden was saying that's the way to stop inflation is to print more money. No, I don't think anyone has ever thought that. And so it's been a big, big problem. But you also have a lot of dumb policies that have caused problems in the supply chain. We in Florida have stood up. We've said our ports have actually accepted ships from around the world and even other parts of the United States that were stranded because they just can't get in. I remember when your ships were all off the coast of California, people said, oh, they're going to start doing 24/7. Our ports always do 24/7. What are you doing? So this inflation is a huge, huge problem. And then you look on top of that, what they were trying to do by imposing vaccine mandates through OSHA. That would have caught, and we in Florida, we did a special session and we said they can't make you do it. You have your rights and we're going to protect you and you're not going to lose your job over a shot. But if they would have put that in, you look, if just 5% of truckers end up leaving the industry as a result of some heavy-handed mandate, you would be in dire, dire straits in terms of the supply chain. And if you look at the trucking industry in particular, it is very much dominated by people that have done it for a very long time. You haven't had as many people coming into it to fulfill all those spots. So you're going to have over the next 5-10 years, as people retire out of that industry, you're going to have a huge, huge demand for people to be able to fill these spots. And so, and the thing is because the demand's so high, people can do very well financially. It's not an easy thing to do to be driving those things, across we actually were, my wife and I were talking about someone had offered us to be able to like, potentially do something. And I'm like, I don't think I could I mean, like, cause I do security, I'm not exactly driving anymore. I don't think I could handle it at all. I mean, it's a really big thing. It requires a lot of skills, and it's important. So we need to really look at what's going to happen. The American Trucking Association estimates that we're going to need nationwide 1.1 million new truck drivers over the next 10 years. That's a huge amount. Let's just say they're overshooting, say it's half. That's still a lot of folks that you need. Right now, there's a national shortage. Florida has been helping alleviate that. But you have companies that are offering signing bonuses, $15,000 signing bonus to be able to sign up and to drive trucks. And so there's an opportunity here, I think, to give people more opportunity and have people do very well with very little debt or no debt, but also filling a need. Because if this inflation, if Washington doesn't start changing some of these policies, this inflation compounded with some supply chain issues, I mean, it's going to be a big problem. You could potentially be looking at a stagflation situation like we had under Jimmy Carter if they continue on the current course. And yes, Florida, we have so much going on that we've been able to barrel through a lot of that, and hopefully we'll keep doing that. But those are some significant headwinds. And so here we are again, stepping up, and we want to be able to step up and help folks do what we can. We also in Florida, it's important to point out, there's so many different opportunities. We lead the nation in business formations. We have 114,000 more formations in 2021 than California, and California is almost twice our size. So we're number one with a bullet. We actually are up 61% in business formations just since I became governor in 2019. And so there's a lot of energy going on here. There's a lot of people that want to invest in Florida. People are trying ideas here, and we're proud of that. So we've got a lot to work with, but we really, really want to be part of meeting the needs of, we have great ports here, and we've done very well, but we need folks to be able to bring these goods to market. So that's why we're here today, and this is not the first time we've addressed this specific issue. We were up in Northeast Florida recently. We were in the Panhandle recently. We've done it in a variety of places all across the state. And so today we're building on those efforts. Our goal is to make Florida the #1 state for workforce education by 2030. We weren't even in the top 25 when I became governor. We've definitely moved up since then. So we want to keep the momentum going. So what we're doing today is awarding $2.3 million to 6 institutions across the state to support commercial driver's licenses, as well as nursing programs, which we know that there's shortages in that as well. And think about how ridiculous it is what they're doing by trying to force the nurses with these vaxes. A lot of these nurses have had COVID. A lot of them are younger. Some of them have, they're trying to have families. There's a whole bunch of things that they have going on, and so they don't want to be forced to do it. So you have places in other states, they will fire the nurses because of the vax, but they're so shorthanded that they need people. So if you're not vaxxed, but you have recovered from COVID and you're perfectly healthy, you can't work in the hospital. But if you're vaccinated and currently COVID positive, they will actually bring you back on the job. Now, how insane is that? And so you see the shortages in there anyways. And now that is adding to it. In Florida, we've provided protections. We are not going to let anyone lose their job over that. And so that's something that's very, very important. But for commercial driver's license training and support programs, we're doing $930,000 to the State College of Florida, $550,000 to Manatee Technical College, $415,000 to South Florida State College, and $100,000 to North Florida Technical College, all to help expand opportunities with CDL training. We're also doing the $135,000 to Florida Gateway and $150,000 to College of Florida Keys for the nursing programs. And so this is something that's really exciting, and we're glad we'll be able to do it. So I will present this check if you guys want to come over here and snap the photo.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So when the Department of Education when COVID hit, we said, okay, we want to utilize that, and then any funds we may have to really do things along these lines. And so we did 35 million in 2020 to implement rapid credentials, and these institutions here that are getting some of this money stepped up and helped people get rapid credentials ready and high wage opportunities. And so with the new funding we're doing now, with the new funding we did in 2020, the programs are expected to help train 1,200 students by May of this year and 2,000 students of August of that year. The funding we just did and the funding we've done previously. So that's increasing those numbers really dramatically, and we're going to be filling a lot of important needs. And these institutions have really focused on ability to produce high cost or high return on investment, high ROI. I mean, we can have these programs, but if it's not really providing a return, then that's not what we're looking for. Here, you're doing this, you see that return and really in real time once people start taking these positions, which is really, really good. We're happy that since 2019, when we launched our workforce initiative, enrollment in high quality post-secondary career and technical education has been increased by 50%. And that's a really, really good thing. The Florida college system has added 11 career and technical education baccalaureate degree programs in high value fields like healthcare, cybersecurity, information technology. And this is all in response to community demand. And that's what we do. When we work with our state college system, we have a big state. There's a lot of different unique regions. We look to see in those regional economies, where are their demands? What is needed? And they've been very nimble about working to develop programs to be able to meet the needs. Businesses will want to move. I mean, we're trying to build more manufacturing in Florida. We're actually doing a good job. We got some potential great opportunities that are on the cusp of coming down here, and we will link them with the relevant state colleges. And they're blown away by how eager people in Florida are to be able to help make sure that we're producing a strong workforce. And so you see that in real time. We've also expanded access to apprenticeship programs by having 50. So we've registered 50 new programs in the state of Florida. So we now have over 300 apprenticeship programs throughout Florida, which is really, really making a difference. We have 338,000 post-secondary career and technical education students enrolled in programs all across the state of Florida. And then additionally, the rapid credentialing program that I mentioned, Florida College System students completed nearly 38,000 rapid credentials, which is a 7% increase from 2019. So Florida is here. We see the problems with what's going on nationally, particularly out of Washington, and we want to be part of the solution to those problems. This is going to give a lot of people more opportunity. People are going to make good money doing this, potentially have very lucrative careers, and that's exciting. It's also going to make sure that we continue with this supply and that we're able to make sure that we're getting the good to market. So I'm excited about doing this. We've got some folks who are going to come up and talk about some of the issues. And so we have first we're going to hear from Joe Wright. He's the chairman of Southeast Milk, and he's going to talk about specifically the shortages in terms of the truck drivers. So you want to come up?